So we have definite proof here that every time you apply, it gets.
Hey guys and gals, welcome to Garage Gear. I'm JB. MOWER claims that it makes your mower deck so slick that grass won't stick. Let's test that. We're gonna need to do a baseline test first, and we're gonna be using my 5-year-old Honda lawnmower. And to begin this test, I thoroughly cleaned my mower deck with my pressure washer, getting every bit of grass that I could see up underneath the deck completely off. And you can see here that there are some spots underneath the deck where the paint no longer exists and corrosion is in its early stages. To help speed the drying process up, I hit it with the leaf blower and set it out in the driveway for 1 hour under the sun. And to fully ensure that there was absolutely nothing left from any previous tests, I wiped the whole deck down with isopropyl alcohol. From there, I went ahead and mowed this 1,000 square foot section of my lawn. All things considered, the lawn was a little taller than average at about 7 days since its last mow, so this should make for a good test. The lawn was also completely dry. Once I finished mowing that 1,000 square foot section of my lawn, I pulled the mower back into the garage and let's check out the results. Okay, baseline test complete. Let's see what we got here. What do we got? All right, pretty standard. This is how my mower usually looks after a mow. We have our usual grass glue going all the way around the deck. Don't worry, it's coming. It does look a little bit greener than normal. And then up here, this is one of our token pockets where things get stuck. You can see we got a little bit of grass glue going on there. A little bit of grass clumping up here along this edge. Usual contours of the blade have some grass stuck to them too. And then this pocket down here is notorious for having grass stick. You can see it's all just clumped up there. We got a little bit pulled out right out of that edge. There you go. Okay, so test one is now complete. We saw what we needed to see. All the results are now documented. Let's go repeat the cleaning procedures and get ready to apply some mow deck. The mower deck was once again thoroughly pressure washed, knocking every little bit of grass off. And after I was done, I once again hit it with the leaf blower and let it sit out in the driveway for 1 hour. After it was dry, I pulled it back into the garage to hit it with mow deck. And to help make this video a hit with the YouTube algorithm, would you mind hitting that like button? Thank you. So notice that I put some cardboard down because we don't want any overspray getting anywhere on the ground. Let's have a closer look at the can. MOWER. Oh, wait, MOWER. Got it. Works on all types of lawnmowers and grass collection systems. So slick, grass won't stick. We'll see about that. And by the way, thanks Amazon for stamping a big label right on the front of the can for me. Thank you. I'll have this link down below in the description. It says right here, non-stick treatment for mowers. When used regularly, MOWER dramatically reduces adhesion of grass clippings. Now let's check the directions. For best results, the initial application of MOWER should be made to a clean, dry undersurface and blades. Check. Then it says next to unplug the spark plug to prevent any unwanted startups. Check. Then it says MOWER will penetrate through any remaining deposits and rust scale, and those will come off easily at the next cleaning. Okay. We're gonna spray it on and let it dry for about 15 minutes. Cool. That's not too long to wait. Hypothetically, you could spray this on and then go do your trimming, your edging, and then come back and do your mowing. Now it says here a couple times that after the initial use of MOWER, cleaning is made easier because of the reduced adhesion of the clippings. It also says here it's built up over time and gets better with every use. It then goes on further to say periodically remove any deposits that form with a suitable tool, a garden hose, or pressure washer, and then to reapply MOWER. Okay, hold up. This is what grinds my gears. This is not a one and done shot. Now me, I'm a busy guy. I got a bunch of mowers to handle. I don't have the time all the time to be cleaning the deck, spraying the deck, cleaning the deck, spraying the deck. Procedures like this tend to actually slow me down. I tend to prefer products that you just spray on and go just because of the ease of application. And from what it sounds like, because we've already seen it 3 times on the can, this is one of those products that you just need to keep reapplying to start to see the results. Is that actually a gimmick to make you end up buying more of this product, or is it something that does actually make your deck slicker? I guess we'll find out. Now, the only other prep step that I'm going to take here is covering up the belt, because if any of this were to get on the belt, because mine is partially exposed, that could lead to some slippage, and we don't want that. So if your belt is partially exposed, it's a good idea just to jam a paper towel in there, cover it up, and you're good to go. Now we're going to start spraying and praying. First step, you want to make sure that you shake the can well and that you're in a well-ventilated area. My garage door is wide open. And she goes. Woo! Fumey, fumey. This one's a bit different. Goes on in kind of like a mist. From here, we're just gonna spray this on. We're gonna put this on thin. Remember, thin wins, thick sticks. You don't want this just running off this thing. A thin coat is all you need. I'm gonna spray here in the pocket. Cool. We're gonna make sure we go all the way around the outside, around the outside, around the outside, around the outside. And then from here, we're hitting the blades. Cool. That looks to be about it. This is actually drying pretty quick. on the deck, because it goes on thinner in that like mist spray, it seems to just adhere pretty fast. Whereas other things that we've used like fluid film and even Pam cooking spray, those kind of just sat there and looked wet. This does look a little wet, but for the most part, it's drying right onto the deck. You can see it looks a little bit drier compared to other products we've used. From here, I'm gonna remove the paper towels, get those out of the way. We're gonna tip the mower back down and reinstall our spark plug. Good. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for the application. Total application time was only about 3 minutes. And again, the waiting time is about 15 minutes for it to completely dry. I maybe only used about 1/8 of that can, not much. So I still have plenty left for further applications. And now we play the waiting game. Now this is another 1,000 square foot section of my lawn. And for good measure, this is a same day cut as the previous test with all the same conditions. Time's up. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go mow. All done, bring it in. First cut with the MOWER, let's see how she did. All right, we got some interesting results here. Right off the bat, there's a little bit less grass glue going around the deck, and it stops about here. There doesn't seem to be much up on this end. I'm gonna say it's about half to maybe 1/4 less than what the previous test had. Up top here, not much difference. I'm gonna call it a dead on tie here. This is about the same amount as what we had on the previous test. There appears to be just a little bit less here on the blade. And then down here in the pocket, this looks to be about the same, with about the same amount of grass just being scraped off like that. Not much different there. So did the first coating make a difference? Not really. We still have grass glue going around the deck, just a little bit less. We still have grass in the usual spots as well. So not much of a change. So MOWER claims that it gets better with time. Well, let's put that to the test. This time around, I'm gonna give the mower a quick rinse with my garden hose. The pressure washer that I use is very strong, and up until this point, I found that it's taken off every single coating so far that I've put on this mower. So we're gonna avoid it for this time and just stick with the garden hose. So going with the hose is the way to go. That didn't sound right. Once I got all the grass off, I once again hit it with the leaf blower and let it dry out in the driveway for about an hour. Then I brought it back into the garage for a second coat of MOWER. And I did find that rinsing the mower off was really quick. Everything just came right off. Even the grass glue, boom, right off, no questions asked. It came off without a fight. Let's get to spraying here. Same procedures as last time. Unplug your spark plug, spray it. All good there. Up in our pocket, up here, blade, done. We're gonna let that all dry for 15 minutes. Now this parkway here along the street is another 1,000 square foot section of my lawn. Will a second application of MOWER prevent even more grass from sticking underneath that deck? Time to find out. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go mow again. Okay, final time, bringing it in. All right, what's hiding underneath? Let's find out. All right, guys and gals, this is big. After our second application, we now have far less grass glue along here. This is at about maybe 1/4 of what our original test was. So this is significantly down, and it stops somewhere right about here. I don't see much along the top. Hardly any. That in itself is big. There's just about nothing over here. Now going up to the top here in our token pocket where grass seems to always collect, there's nothing. There's nothing up here. That's impressive. Down here in the pocket, we have just a little bit of grass glue going on and a few clippings to spare, but not much. That's significantly down. So we have definite proof here that every time you apply, it gets better and better and better. These are great results to see. So does MOWER make your mower deck so slick that grass won't stick? Yes, but over time. Without a doubt, I saw a reduction in grass glue around the deck, as well as clumpings in their token spots. Now, how long will a coat of MOWER last? This is a difficult one to answer because given the fact that I only mowed 1,000 square foot sections around my yard, and given how this product is designed to be applied regularly, I would recommend cleaning your mower deck about every 3 to 5 mows and then reapplying MOWER in order to see its full potential. Now, will we see long-term protection of our mowing decks while using MOWER throughout the season? No, that's not what this product is intended to do. Well, it seems like it would protect it because the grass ain't sticking. True, and grass clumpings don't necessarily stick, which is great, but at the same time, this goes on as a very thin layer across the deck, not providing an ample amount of protection. Now, I'm no chemist and I'll never claim to be, but MOWER says here that it's made of hexane and ketones. Hexanes are insoluble in water and basically they push water molecules away and don't mix very well. So if grass has any apparent moisture, it's going to deflect it. And ketones are basically industrial solvents. If anybody out there has any more information on these, I'd love to hear about it down below in the comments. Either way, I just don't see this giving your mower deck an adequate amount of protection because it's a very thin barrier. Now also keep in mind that there's a lot happening underneath that mower deck. The blade is spinning rapidly, mulching up all that grass, creating a ton of friction. How wet your grass is, the grass height, your grass type, your mower height, the type of mower that you have, mulching, bagging, discharging, they all come into play here, as well as how often you clean out your mower deck. And if you're interested in learning how to clean out your mower deck the right way using a good, better, or best method, I'll have my video on that link down below in the description. Keep in mind, your mowing conditions may vary and may be drastically different than mine. Now, if you're planning to store your mower away for the winter months, know this can says again, nothing about providing a layer of protection. Given what it's made of, there's better options out there, like fluid film, for example. Something like that would provide better corrosion protection over the winter months. All in all though, it does seem that MOWER is a good anti-stick coating. For more cool garage gear content, click or tap the screen right here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.